Hello, my love. Sorry about that. I forgot to move my marker. Hello, my loves. How is everyone on this amazing Sunday? It was off to a slow start. I feel like today I was feeling kind of lethargic and my energy went up for a while and then plateaued, then crashed, and now I'm good again. So my energy's just been a little bit all over the place. If I sound like I am under the influence, I swear I'm not. My energy is just kind of peaking and waning today, which is kind of normal here in Arizona because of the drastic temperature shift. We can tend to have peaks and valleys of our energy. So how is everyone? Is anybody in here yet? I can't see anyone, but I know I was a minute early because I didn't want to be late. So hello, Spencer. If you guys are new, I'm Amanda, and this is just a little chat that I do so we can all check in with each other with our mental health. We can share our wins, share our struggles, just chat with each other about where we're at, goals of where we want to be, and help and support each other. Please keep in mind that I'm not a mental health professional yet. Anything that I share is just based on my experiences or my experiences of working with individuals. Sometimes my degree in psychology, I'm working on my bachelor's in forensic psychology. For the most part, it's based on my experiences with people that I coached or worked with or people here in the community. But we do have a goal of raising $250 in pledges each week. And I'm actually really excited because this past week, well, it was actually the end of the week before, but I've been having a lot of dog client bookings. So my day jobs, I do dog boarding, dog sitting, dog walking, stuff like that. So I have my own pretty successful business with that, at least to my standards, which is all that matters when it comes to our own stuff, right? And I had a client who was just really, really struggling. There was a lot going on in their life. They'd lost someone close to them, and they were just kind of sliding down into that dark place. And she opened up to me about that. And I ended up, when I left, because I was doing drop-ins in her home. And when I left a little care package that had a journal with a nice little note in the beginning of it, meant to be a memory journal. I was sharing that was something that I did when I lost my mom that really helped me. And I put some teas in there, some herbal teas, a nice cozy little blanket, some lavender oil, just some snacks and stuff, and a gift card for dinner, because I know that is something people don't think about when you're in a dark place or you're grieving or you're just really, really struggling. Meals are everything. Covering meals for someone or making a meal for someone is absolutely everything. And she messaged me and she said that she was crying and she was so appreciative, but I left that on her counter with a nice little note, and I was able to do that because of the pledges and stuff here. So that's what the pledges go toward, is just mental health outreach. When I see people that need help, whether here in the community online or in my community out and about, I just try to help as much as I can. So that was what we got to do this last time, and that was really exciting. I had also frequently will cover therapy and stuff for people in the community, so I was able to do that as well. So wow, I already got a bunch of messages. I guess I fell really behind. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's see. Matthew says, hello, everybody. I hope you're doing better than I am today. I'm struggling in a very specific realm of my life. Well, we are here to listen if you want to talk about it. Hello, Edward. Oh, yes. Thank you, David. David reminded me to open my email. So if you do pledges, bigger pledges like $50 or more on here, my PayPal is in the description of these streams because YouTube does take a percentage of all donations. So if you want to make bigger donations just to ensure that it all goes toward the outreach and stuff, make sure to do that by PayPal or Venmo. And either way, I will get a notification and I will add that to our total for the stream. So thank you, David, for reminding me of that. I always forget. David's always saving my butt. Faraji says, hey, Amanda, thank you for believing that I was not a lost cause. I got out of the environment that got me sick in the first place and found a psych ward where I was able to actually heal. That makes me so happy, and I'm glad that I could be part of that process. And congratulations. I know it's not easy to get out of difficult environments or situations. We can become very, very entrenched in them, so I know how difficult that is. I'm very proud of you. Oh, Manuel says, you look so beautiful today. Well, thank you. Winter Sun Alex. Nathan says 8 months sober, preliminary snaps. Love it. Spencer says, after 48 plus days of heavy drinking, I'm pulling the plug for a month. Also big snaps. We haven't even got to the snaps yet. And I'm already having to give preliminary snaps for you guys. So we have, yeah. Eric says, I can't stop drinking, about to lose my job, and my car is total wreck, but my job wants to keep me. Well, I'm glad your job wants to keep you. Maybe you and Spencer can connect here in the chat and give each other a little bit of motivation and validation. Spencer says, I'm so tired of drinking. It kind of gets to that point where when we finally realize, man, this is exhausting and I don't want to do this anymore, then it's to the point where it can be really challenging to just let go, to just give up. Manuel says, my fellow subscribers, may you find the strength to overcome your personal struggles and prevail for yourself, and if possible, help and support others that need help. Yes, absolutely. And the weight gain, Spencer was saying, and the weight gain. By the way, I get a lot of messages, and that's another thing. If you are wanting to highlight a message, use the super chat or super sticker function, and that goes toward the outreach. So let's do a good news story. So I found a really cool good news story. I always like to start off or early in the stream share a good news story from around the world. We can be so inundated with all of the crazy stuff, negative stuff that's going on. So I wanted to share this. It's titled "The Chatbot Has Transformed My Life," which is really interesting because I think a lot of us, myself included, can have some anxiety around where are we going with AI? How is this going to affect us? So this was really hopeful to me to see this, and it kind of shifted my perspective. By the way, if you hear dogs barking in the background, there's a bunch of them in my house this week. So you might hear some little woofs, or in that case, big woofs, because Herc is a Great Dane. While for many of us, AI chatbots are perhaps just an interesting novelty, for some people, they are proving to be transformational. Yasmin Shaheen Zafar from North Yorkshire has dyslexia and attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, ADHD. As a result of these conditions, she would struggle with written assignments. Then AI came into her life. It was a few years ago that I was introduced to popular AI chatbot Jasper, and that transformed my life. Says Ms. Shaheen Zafar, who is a qualified psychotherapist. It became my friend. She uses Jasper to help her tidy up both the structure and spelling of her written work, which now even includes a recently published self-help book for people with neurodiversity. That word is an umbrella term for conditions and disorders, including dyslexia, dyspraxia, ADHD, Tourette's, and obsessive-compulsive disorder, or OCD. London-based tech entrepreneur Alex Sargent says that utilizing AI helps with his OCD. He uses AI-powered transcription app Otter.ai to record and organize his meetings. Mr. Sargent explains that even though his extreme attention to detail and ritual has been a burden in the past, he can feel comfortable delegating things, and largely I've been doing that a lot with AI recently. The main reason people with psychiatric or psychological conditions may be gravitating toward AI tools is not just the ease, according to Haley Brackley, a neurodiversity specialist, coach, and trainer. I think one of the massive things is there's no shame or stigma in asking ChatGPT or any other AI tool to do something. For instance, she explains that there is an assumption that most people should know how to spell, which is particularly difficult with someone with dyslexia. Ms. Brackley, who herself has dyslexia, ADHD, and autism, says AI chatbots allow her to outsource my challenge without having to overly explain why to another human. She adds, the thing is, if a crutch is there to help you walk and you have difficulty walking, why would you not use a crutch? And so if AI provides you with a mechanism in which to make your working world easier, then there's a lot of argument to say, let's use it. I like how this is showcasing how it's been being used in a positive way, because being a student, being an academic world myself, it can be very frustrating to think, wow, people are they're just using ChatGPT to write their essays and stuff, but there are a lot of people who are using it responsibly. Of course, like anything else, it can be used irresponsibly, but here are people that are using it responsibly to help themselves, because the people that use it to cheat, it's only going to come back to bite them in the butt in the long run anyway. So I really liked having my perspective and the focus of my attention when it came to AI shifted in that article. So what do you guys think about this? I thought it was pretty awesome. John says, makes me wonder what I fought for. I think I missed a message. Oh, John saying that and what's been happening in the news makes me wonder what I fought for in Iraq and Afghanistan. And see, that's the thing, is the news can get so overwhelming that it makes us go, oh my gosh, the world's crazy and everything's horrible. And there is terrible things going on. There always has been, and unfortunately probably always will be, terrible things going on somewhere in the world. And that's why I choose to share these good news stories, is so that we have other news to focus on, because there are equally good things happening as well. And we can be part of that. We can also engage in positive things and help other people, so we can be part of the good instead of part of the fear and part of the destruction. Wait, oh, yep, Chris is 15 years sober. I love it. Whew. I love all of the recovery and sobriety dates. Mine is actually coming up as well. Ugh. I think the chat just went out for a second. Did the chat go out? Uh-oh. Am I still on? Is this thing on? Tap, tap, tap. Well, hopefully you guys can still hear me. I'm not getting new messages here. So hopefully you guys can still hear me, and hopefully that will catch up and I'll be able to see the messages. Oh, there we go. Edward says you're on. Oh, Spencer says we need an Aaron appearance. Aaron, are you watching? Your fans are calling for you. Okay. Winner's son Alex, duly noted. Should we do there's a lot of wins. Actually, I want to do our wins a little bit earlier today, because a lot of them, and I want to make sure that we get through them all. So let's move into our wins. Edward, make sure to turn your volume up super loud right now. I don't know. I think Aaron should come join us for the Snap Cup song. What do you guys think? I think Aaron should join us. Oh, he's getting hearts. Aaron, you're getting hearts. You're getting love here. Oh my gosh. Yep, Spencer says that Aaron needs to sing it. I can't argue the fan club here. And Wendy can just go woo woo in the background. Oh, Aaron's cooking dinner. Excuses, Aaron. All right, I guess I'm all on my own. So let me readjust that so that stays there. Snap cup time, gather you round. Friends and foes together, united and bound. Pass it to your neighbor instead of blowing up, and you'll find harmony and love in a snap cup. I just realized I didn't explain the snap cup to all the new people, so it's just a way that we can share wins and warm fuzzies within the community. So I always post over on the community page, usually a few days before the stream, unless sometimes I forget and wind up posting last minute. But that way you can share your mental health wins, and then I will read them here on stream, and we can all celebrate in our wins together. And thank you very much, David, for being the first pledge of today. I want to do more goodie boxes. I will have to take pictures. I'm going to take pictures of the boxes. I think I'll just do some, even if I don't come across anybody specifically. I think I'm just going to do some goodie boxes like that, and then maybe people can make suggestions of where we should take them or who we should give them to. Aaron, I don't think you want me to not eat because I would be a monster. I get very hangry. Okay, Tony. Tony says, on Wednesday evening, I unintentionally prevented a suicide attempt. Matt, the brother that we just laid to rest, wife, Sarah, gave birth to their baby boy, Matthew Anthony. He's a junior, and his wife wanted him to have my name as the middle, which I was honored to do. And she asked me if I would be his godfather. That's amazing, Tony. I'm very happy for you. Big snaps that everything went smoothly for her, and you're able to honor Matt like that, and that you got that honor yourself. So big snaps to you. I did sing that song. Thank you, Aaron. Better late than never. Are you able to do the Snap Cup song again? Because I would love to join you with my accordion. I think that I'm going to have to do a special Snap Cup video at some point. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Felony Strutter says, wins. I woke up today. On May 3rd, went to my first concert since the pandemic and the attack that left me in a coma for 10 days and other injuries I still deal with. We'll send you photos. Hang strong, Amanda Angel. Hang strong, you too. And I'm very happy for you that you got to go to the concert, have some fun. I know that there were some struggles since the pandemic, since that attack, that injury. And I'm so happy to hear that you are healing from that and you aren't letting those people control you, because when things like that happen to us, I feel like oftentimes we can fall into a dark place, and it's understandable that as our response to trauma, we might not know what to do. But when we start healing, then that means we're sticking it to the people that tried to bring us down, and that makes me very happy. Thank you, Chris. I love all the blue. It's one of my favorite colors is that shade of blue, and it just so happens that that's the color that comes up on pledges and donations. It adds a little bit of spice to the stream. Thank you, guys. I think we'll hit our goal. Did I give snaps? Did I give snaps to Felony? Snaps if I didn't. I'm a little, squirrel today. My own ADHD is kicking up a little bit. Viglin says, after hiding away my survivor's guilt for over 3 decades, I started in the last couple of years telling people closest to me about what happened. It has helped lift some of a great shadow from my heart. Big snaps to you. I know it can be very hard to open up, especially when there's guilt or there's regret or there's something that we feel we should have or could have done differently. It can be very hard to talk to someone. I'm very proud of you for finally being able to do that. It's never, ever too late. So kudos to you for being able to have some of that weight lifted. That's why this community exists, so we can talk and whatnot. And I'm glad that you were able to find someone to start opening up to. It's very important that we have those safe places to go to talk about the things that might be really difficult to talk about otherwise. Oh, is it mint green to you guys? It's kind of a teal to me. Maybe, my screen does have a filter on it, so maybe it's maybe it's my filter. Well, it's appearing to be one of my favorite colors, so oh gosh. Or I'm colorblind, one or the other. Shane Alexander says, I was in a bad cycle of drinking 18 months ago and quit. It led me to another cycle that has 2 wheels and earned my motorcycle license endorsement after taking my MSF riding course. Instead of grabbing a bottle, I grabbed the helmet and go riding. 18 months sober. You probably can't tell with my riding skills, but I'm getting better, and it's a lot more fun trying not to fall off a bike than falling down the stairs. Big snaps to you for finding something to replace the drinking with, replacing that habit with something that's healthier, that's fun for you. See, I'm terrified of motorcycles, but that's because of my own conditioning. Growing up, my mom was just absolutely not, nope, nobody can have a motorcycle because she lost her son, my half-brother, to a motorcycle accident. So I've always been, I have an anxiety around motorcycles, but I'm very happy for you that you found that outlet and you found something that works for you to help you with those urges. And I love the idea of replacing our bad habits with something that serves us and something that we can turn to. I think that's the whole point, honestly, is that we are never taught skills to cope with difficult things, or to cope with trauma, or to cope with grief, or to cope with these very big, complicated emotions that come up in our life, right? We aren't taught skills to deal with that. So we turn to things that we were exposed to, whether through media or through other people in our lives. We have that exposure that, oh, alcohol is something to relax. Oh, cigarettes are something you do when you're stressed. I had it too with my parents, with the media I watch. And when you can find other things that can replace that, then that's when you can start really moving away from that addictive pattern, that addictive behavior. David says, what type of motorcycle would Amanda ride? A chopper, Harley, or a crotch rocket? No, I low key for a while kind of wanted a Vespa. I know it's not a motorcycle, but I would be maybe kind of open to getting a Vespa. Mom, please don't strike me with lightning. But I don't know. I don't know if I could ever get over my anxiety, but I love the scenes on Yes Man of her. That's one of my favorite movies, of her with the Vespa. And I know they have pink ones, so it would be perfect for me. Harley Street Glide. Edward says, great to hear so many in the pack moving away from booze, an absolute prerequisite to navigating your healing path. Great wins. Absolutely true. Yes, Dan says pink Vespa with doggy basket on the front, fully Amanda. Well, Wendy has to have a place to ride too. Herc is just being a butt. This dog is being so noisy. He's just very vocal. He wants to sing the song of his people in the background. Maybe that's him singing the Snap Cup song. Maybe he's giving you guys snaps in the background. Tina Jones says, in 2021, I was a mess. The whole spectrum of trauma and anxiety caught up with me out of nowhere. A video from Personal Development School popped up about fearful, disorganized, attached folk, and I felt the video described me perfectly. My daughter was with me, and the next video that popped up was dismissive avoidant. She resonated with that video more. Turns out I tested FA, which means fearful avoidant, and she tested DA, which means dismissive avoidant. And ever since then, I've learned how to regulate my nervous system and heal triggers. It's been life-changing, and for once, I'm stable and consistent. It's a work in progress daily, but I got the info on what to do and am now helping others do the same. I love this. And for those of you guys that don't know, so FA, or fearful avoidance, is people that they want emotional closeness, but then they push others away. So that is what she's referring to when she says FA, is when you want that emotional closeness, but you push people away because you're anxious and avoidant. But then DA means dismissive avoidant, and that is when you just push people away emotionally altogether. So it doesn't have that anxious aspect to it. So just to describe that. But I'm so happy that you were able to find something that helped you understand each other and be able to communicate and be able to navigate things better. I think that is amazing. So big snaps to you for finding that, for watching that video or watching those videos and being able to understand yourself and your daughter, and vice versa, her with you. That's a huge win, and I'm very happy that you stumbled across those. Oh, this is a long one. Nate Marr says, I left the religion I was raised in 10 years ago in search of my own spiritual journey, but still deal with a lot of post-religious trauma and resentment for my former religion. I can absolutely relate to that. This past week was both Memorial Day and my dad's birthday yesterday, who we lost 3 years ago. We went around to the grave sites of him and many of our other family members throughout our family history. And instead of being upset at my family for preaching many aspects of that religion around me to pay their respects and give into the way those things are triggering to me, I focused on my own spiritual beliefs and finding my own way through them to pay my own respects, and even got the chance to share them with my family in a mutually respectful way. This makes me so happy because this is so rare nowadays. And I just think that it's such an important part of mental health, that we're always holding space for each other's beliefs, even if it's different than your own. I also got to go out to dinner with him yesterday for my dad's birthday at what was his favorite restaurant and share together with them our fondest memories of him in a way that felt more like a celebration of his life rather than being sad and missing him all day. I also need to give a shout out to my wife today. She was in crisis and checked herself into a mental health hospital to get the help that she needed. She deals with a lot of trauma and has been in treatment for addiction for 7 years and reached her 7-year sober mark back in February. I've really enjoyed your channel and I want to introduce her to it as well. I feel like she could relate a lot to what your experiences have been and could take a lot from what you have to say. Well, first and foremost, big snaps for being able to have mutual respect with your family while you were celebrating in your way. You were remembering your dad in your way and allowing them to do the same. I personally am not a believer. I also grew up religious, and there was a lot of trauma that came from that, even though my parents weren't the ones that promoted it or that urged me to go. I did have a lot of pressure in my surroundings and my friends group and everything, and I was very, very entrenched in the Baptist faith growing up, and it was really difficult to come out of that. And it's difficult nowadays to say, hey, I totally love for you. If that's something that works for you, if you have a faith of some sort and that works for you, I love that for you. I'm happy for you. I don't have that. And I hope that you can hold space for me as well. And I love to hear when people can do that, because it's so disheartening when you feel like you've been invalidated. So this makes me really happy to hear this story, that you were able to go out to the restaurant, share the memories, and just talk and be a family despite the differences. That's beautiful. So big snaps for that, and big snaps to your wife's sobriety and making it to 7 years. 7 is a big lucky number for a lot of people, and I think that things are going to start moving in the right direction for her. I'm glad that she got the help that she needed, that she deserved, and was able to start working through that trauma and stuff and get into treatment. And I will welcome her to the channel with open arms. Oh. One of the comments is, please don't get mad at me, but I sent the video of yours, I just filed for divorce, how I feel vlog, to Justin Ledesma. He is also one of my concert band friends in high school. Nope, if that helps someone else, I very much appreciate it when you guys share my videos, especially my vlogs, because it really helps me to get the message out there and to do more work in the mental health community and in my outreach and stuff. So no, thank you very much for sharing that. Chris says, I walked about 25 miles this week. Wow, I've been taking my meds like I'm supposed to, and I've been going to work and working on distancing myself from toxic people. So 25 miles, taking the meds, going to work, and distancing yourself from toxic people. All big wins. I am already missing my evening walks. I can't take as long of walks because I just really don't enjoy the heat. And even in the evening, it's hot. So just the thought of just walking and walking and walking right now sounds glorious. I'm very happy for you. Also a little bit jealous. But good job taking your meds and doing what you know you need to do, getting yourself away from those people, cutting the crap, as I call it in my happiness boost course. That's part of it, is the people. There's the stuff that you have to remove yourself from, the environments you need to remove yourself from, and the people you need to remove yourself from. And that can be very hard to figure out how to do that. And I have a whole entire module on it in my course because it can be so very difficult. So big snaps to you for that. Edward says, walking, the most underrated exercise ever, snaps on your win. Honestly, I feel like as long as I get a walk in, at least like a 20 or 30 minute walk, I feel much better. I don't feel like I need to go to the gym every day or anything. Walks are so therapeutic when we can just get outside. I've been walking up to, I try to get up early enough that I can walk up to the park up the street from my house, because I've been doing meditation every day, like I was talking about in my vlog, the bouncing back vlog. I walk up to the park near me and I just meditate under the tree there. And it's so amazing, the walk and the meditation and just having my feet in the grass. It's awesome. I love it. Anthony J. Adventure says, I realize now why my wife, who left her abusive partner of 16 years and 3 kids, I'm assuming prior to you, has left me today. She needs a break. I'm going through a lot of mental anguish and health problems, and she left me in the dark, but I understand why she left. All her belongings are at home. She needs space before my biopsy in 2 weeks to see if I have reproductive system cancer. She needs space now to be mentally prepared to help me. I'm on the verge of suicide, and she already called the county crisis center and my parole agent. And I feel like at a time I need her most, I pushed her away. I don't think you pushed her away. Big snaps to you for having that understanding, that realization. in understanding why she might have done what she's done. But I also think that there's no way of really knowing if you don't talk to her. I mean, I'm glad you're reflecting on it. That's the snap bears. I'm glad you're reflecting on it and trying to come to terms with the fact that she, for whatever reason, cannot be here right now. But I don't think that that reflects on you. She did call the crisis center for you. She called the parole agent. I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, that doesn't sound like she did that maliciously. It sounds like she did that because she was worried. And it might not be that she doesn't want to be there. She might just not know how. That's very common, where people panic and they'll say, well, here's the suicide hotline, or here is this other resource, not because they don't want to be there, but because they don't know how. And if you oftentimes talk to the person and say, this is what I'm really needing right now, I just need somebody to talk to, or I just need somebody to take care of dinner or some of the chores that I take on, whatever the case is, I need someone to drive me to therapy. If you ask somebody what it is you're looking for, they're a lot more apt to be able to give it to you. I hope that maybe you guys can have a conversation. If not, there is a certain level of needing space from these things that should be honored. But at the same time, it's, if you're a partnership, you guys should be there for each other through this. So I'm not saying that she doesn't deserve to have space if she's feeling overwhelmed, but there should be a conversation of, okay, how can you get your space while I feel supported? Because both of you have conflicting needs at this time. So there needs to be a conversation about how both people can feel supported and feel like their needs are being met. So I would highly suggest having that conversation with her if she is open to it. But big snaps to you. Let's see. Edward was saying, it's hysterical seeing people wait 3 minutes to be 20 seconds closer to the gym door. I can't calculate that math. I really love the people that will drive a mile to the gym to walk a couple miles on the treadmill and then drive back. That one always cracks me up too. Unless you're in Arizona where it is completely justified because it's very, very hot. Brandon Jones says, I tried suicide twice, once with I don't want to get into details of why or the how. Hang on. Okay, even OD'd on heroin in early 90s. Didn't stop me. I wound up getting 8 years in VA penitentiary for armed robbery behind my addiction. I survived all that, got out in 2006, began to drink myself to death to drown the memories of that place in my past. Just this year, I woke up on a stretcher vomiting blood, went to ICU for immediate surgery. This is where I learned the extent of the things I did to my body over the years. I was going to die if I didn't stop, they said. I have a wife and 2 children. I wasn't wanting to die anymore. I've been clean and sober ever since with help from my family, who is my support system. I love your channel, Amanda. It helps me more than you know. Sometimes it unfortunately takes hitting that rock bottom to be able to start climbing out. And I'm sorry that it took getting to that point to open your eyes to see the light, but I am glad that it wasn't too late, that you did have the opportunity to turn things around, that you didn't die from any of these things, the drugs or the attempts. I'm glad that you're still here. We care if your light goes out. So if you ever do feel yourself sliding back into that darkness, please make sure you're reaching out to us. But I'm so happy that you see the value in life and that you are fighting. And I'm very proud of you for your sobriety. Winner said, Alex says, free big snaps for everyone today. You get a snap and you get a snap and you do and you do. Okay. Warrior Poet says, one thing that's helping that I've kind of been guilty of slacking on doing is drumming. The other day, I was just playing improvisational stuff on my practice pad, and I was reminded of how often in those moments I get into this flow state where my brain just feels so clear, I guess is the right word for it. No doubts, no envy, no sense of dread, this sense of nothingness, but in a good way, to where it's just me and my hands and this strong sense of home. That is so beautiful to me. I love that people can get so entrenched in hobbies, be it music or gardening or whatever, that they just find that escape. They just find that peace that we're all looking for. Again, that's why we turn to certain things that might not serve us, is because we're looking for that escape. We're looking for that sense of home. And I'm so glad that you found that in drumming and that you came back to that. You came back to your home. Big snaps to you for that. David says, oh dear, great hamster. I just envisioned me, Amanda, having her own talk show like Oprah. I would actually love to have a show. I think that'd be a lot of fun, but I think that's kind of what this is, right? Is our own show where we get audience questions and audience wins and stuff. Oh, Felony says that is really sweet. There's no one like Amanda doll. Many times I'm ready to end it and her pretty face shows in my head. That makes me so happy. I'm glad that my face is haunting y'all's minds when you get in that dark place. Oh, we are a little over halfway. We are only $15 into our goal. So we gotta step it up, guys, so we can do some more outreach in this coming week. And like I said, I'm gonna take pictures of the boxes and stuff that I do so I can share them here. I'll share them on the community tab. So I'm gonna take pictures of the little hope boxes. I'm gonna call them hope boxes. I remember my parents had a hope chest for me growing up. So if we get enough, I'm going to take pictures of those. This is really frustrating about YouTube. I don't know why it does this, but it doesn't actually give me the names that appear here. It gives me your username URL thing. So if you didn't set a username, if you haven't set a username, for whatever reason, my comments and stuff will just say user dash with a bunch of letters and numbers. So I don't know the name of the person that did this one. If you're in here, I'd be happy to shout you out. But I don't know the name, but I'm just going to read the one anyway. I made a new friend at work after I decided to isolate myself and go comfortably numb. I'm very glad that you connected with somebody. I know the urge to isolate can be so strong when we're struggling and we just don't want to feel anymore. But big snaps to you for being able to connect and make a new friend. I hope your friendship flourishes. Jake Smith says, started a little section of my journal dedicated to my depression and how I can control it. It has been used in case any episodes pop up at inconvenient times. I love that idea. That's a really unique idea to just have the specific section dedicated to, I'm assuming like these are my symptoms and these are the things I can do for my symptoms. I love that idea. I've never heard anything quite like that. I definitely have a list and I have my little box and stuff of my skills that I turn to. So I love the idea of having this little section in your journal that's just, here's what my symptoms look like. Here's some things I could do. Because when we're in that bad place, like if we start to dysregulate or we start to go into a depressive episode, all of those skills become very distant in our minds. So it's not like we are consciously able to just say, oh, I should do this right now. But if we kind of write, almost like when I posted a video that was based on what I used to do for panic attacks, where I would record myself in my daily state of mind, my just average state of mind, talking to my panicked self. And I made that video where these are the things that I would say so I could share it with you guys in case that would help you. But it kind of sounds like that, where you're writing a letter to your depressed self, to that part of yourself saying, hey, if this is happening, here's what you can do. And that's brilliant. I love it. So big snaps for that. Oh, Amy Nicole says, I'm late to the party. Hey, Amanda, your reactions have been so helpful for me. It's been a rough week. Appreciate you. Well, thank you very much. And I'm glad that you are here. Hopefully we can raise your energy a little bit. You can feel free to share a win. We're doing wins from the community right now. So if you have a win, feel free to share it. And hopefully I will be able to see it in this sea of comments. And we'll give you snaps as well. So welcome into the community. Better late than never. Oh, I got an anonymous, anonymous tipper. Thank you so much. So we got another $50 pledge over on PayPal. Thank you so much. Getting us closer to our goal. So we can make the little comfort boxes. Also, if you guys have ideas of outreach, things that you think would be really beneficial, either here again in the online community or in our real life communities, please let me know. And I am always open to incorporating those as well into our outreach. RX Doc says, I got to watch my son walk across the stage and graduate from high school today. I had a mind-splitting tension headache, but I got to see him. We're 2 for 2 now. Love it. Congratulations to you and to your son for that. Amazing. Mine just graduated 7th grade and I'm already feeling anxiety about it. I'm like, no, that's way too close to high school. Absolutely not. I just need to shrink you down again. I often kid to him that, nope, I'm just going to have to cut your legs off because you're too tall now and you can't be this tall because you are just way too tall for a 7-year-old. And he's like, Mom, I'm 13. Nope, you're 7. You're still 7 and you're just way too tall for a 7-year-old. So I'm really happy for you. Matthew Azariah says, I wrote a song about numerous historical atrocities that have happened over the past 2 millennia in order to make a point about teaching the truth about them and not the watered down version of that same truth. Big snaps to you for finding that outlet, that way to process. I sometimes think that this is only me, that when I reflect on the world, I get like anxiety by proxy of other people. So I'll start getting anxiety about even things that happened hundreds of years ago. And it's not like I can't read about them and appreciate them. I'm actually reading another Holocaust novel right now, but I think, oh my gosh, there's just so much work that needs to be done. And I feel exhausted trying to figure out, okay, how can I just save the world? How can I just save all of the people and make sure they all feel loved and supported and seen and heard and save all the animals? It just feels exhausting. So I love that you're taking this history and being able to express it and educate people about these things so that we cannot repeat them, because that's the important thing, is when we educate people about our past, we're less likely to repeat it. So big snaps to you for sharing that with the public and for yourself, of course. Let's see. Guitar at 40 says, I still mourn my late mother, but I also cherish her memory. We all have a path to walk. Everyone has a path. Don't be afraid to walk. Big snaps to you for being able to cherish the good times and stuff. I know that especially in the beginning when we first lose somebody, it can be so wildly difficult because we're just in this spiral of, oh my gosh, overwhelm, and being able to get to a point where it's okay, I'm still mourning, I'm still struggling, and we're always going to. When we lose somebody, I don't think we ever truly stop mourning. But I think that instead of getting stuck in that spiral of regret, that we can start saying, okay, how can I honor them? And that's a pivotal point in the grief process, in the mourning process. So big snaps to you for that. This drives me nuts. Am I the only one? So I'm right-handed and I drink with my right hand. I know this is just a random rant, but it's always difficult for me because I always want to drink with my right hand, but then it doesn't show my little messages or my pictures or whatever I have on my mug. So that just drives me nuts because I'm always by default picking it up with my right hand. Amy says, I don't need to talk right now, but I very much appreciate all of you. Just knowing that I can come here and be amongst people that can empathize. Absolutely. Well, I'm glad you're here. Oh, yeah. David says, I think the hardest part of mourning a loss is when you start to feel happy again and the feeling of guilt. Yeah, when you feel guilty for being happy. Oh, I remember that one really well. Leland Eula says, does talking and keeping a Wilson volleyball from Castaway count as an appropriate outlet? You know what? I will take it. I am here for it. I'm here to watch that happen. Honestly, yeah, it does. Because if you are getting those feelings out of yourself. It really doesn't matter if you're talking to a person or if you're writing in a journal. It's really not all that different from writing in a journal. And sometimes I honestly will just look at myself in the mirror and kind of have conversations with myself in the mirror. So yeah, I just admitted publicly that I talk to myself sometimes. But yeah, I think that I don't know if you're being serious or not, but yeah, it absolutely counts because you're getting the feelings out. You're relying on something that isn't destructive to process through difficult feelings or emotions. So yeah, absolutely. This is me completely supporting anyone who wants to go get a Wilson volleyball as their journal, as their coach, their life coach. Ah. Okay. Could be gayer says, after over a year of trying, I finally got approved for insurance. Yay! I can now properly take care of myself mentally and physically if the need is there without worrying about medical debt. What a huge relief. Snaps to you. I'm glad that you finally got that taken care of so that you can take care of yourself. Like you said, it is so stressful. Dealing with the American healthcare system is so stressful, and the insurance system is so stressful. So I'm really happy for you because, yeah, medical debt is no freaking joke. Wolfpack volleyball game. I love it. Oh, we got 2 more snaps in here. Let's see if I can. Dang. Charles Berger says, went with my family to a baseball game, plus I did some cleaning, both amazing things, spending time with family, doing something fun. Cleaning is my anxiety skill. It's one of my big anxiety skills. So if I'm having a lot of anxiety, I need to move. I need to do something physical because I like to think of anxiety as extra energy. So if you have this energy that needs to get out of you, find a way to get it out of you. And cleaning really helps me do that. So that's one of my big tasks when I have anxiety. So amazing skill, amazing win. There's just one tiny one in there. It's not waiting to come out. Damien says, not sure if it's a win, but I'm in therapy. It absolutely is a win. So congratulations to you for moving towards your healing and moving in the right direction. So if you have any other wins here that you did not get to put on the community page, feel free to share them here in the chat and I will read them and give snaps, give that kudos either way. Amy says, I wish my anxiety worked that way. I tend to shut down when I feel overwhelmed. It's a vicious cycle. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. When I feel overwhelmed, there's different types of anxiety to me. There's just that I'm feeling anxious energy, but then there's that I'm feeling overwhelmed. So if I'm feeling overwhelmed and that's what's causing the anxiety, then oftentimes, yeah, I need to take a step back. I need to relax. I need to do something that doesn't take a lot of energy or a lot of mental processing, cognitive processing. Yes, absolutely. But if I'm just feeling, oh my gosh, there is like this anxious energy. It almost feels like electricity for me. I just feel like this electricity in me. If I'm feeling that anxiety, thank you for encouraging me to clarify here. If I'm feeling that anxiety, then I need to move. I need to do something. I need to kind of accomplish something. I need that dopamine rush, but I also need to get the energy through me. So yeah. Amy says, my brother got married 2 weeks after she passed. I'm not sure who she is, but after she passed. Oh, grandma. Okay. Grandma. After grandma passed and I had a difficult time letting myself feel the happiness and the grief. Yeah. I've been in situations like that, and it's hard to say, you know, I'm allowed to be happy. Mike Shinoda actually talked about that on his post-traumatic album and a couple of songs on the post-traumatic album where you just feel guilty for being happy, which is really weird because I had to start thinking about it this way. So if I passed away, if I was up there watching my loved ones, right? Would I want them to be miserable forever? Would I say, okay, well, if you don't cry for exactly 37 days, then you didn't love me enough and you are a bad person? Like, absolutely nobody's up there saying that. I feel like, for sure, I'm not going to lie. I want people to cry about me. I want you to mourn, but I also want you to celebrate. I want you to connect with those positive memories. I want you to be happy again. I want you to live your life in my honor, and that does not mean sitting around and being in that cycle forever. So I just like to think of it like that. Like, if I was up there and I was looking down on my loved ones, what would I want? And that really helped me a lot. Thank you, David. David just made made a $20 pledge. That was another pledge on PayPal. So we got another pledge there. So we got 2 pledges there and then 3 pledges here in stream. They said it just needed to say, you're looking gorgeous, always young and beautiful. Thank you. I see what you did there, and thank you very much. I appreciate it. I love you for the kind words and for helping with my insecurities. What? David says, I want Amanda to carve my face and build a giant monument to me after I pass. My mind just went to either Dexter or the carver from Nip Tuck. So, David, I think you might need to retype that comment, because what I think you meant to say was you want me to carve your face into a monument after you die. Okay, cool. But how I read that is you want me to carve your face, which is either you want me to get blood for a blood slide like Dexter, or you want that Chelsea Smile like thing like the carver. You need to be careful around me, David, about how you say stuff. Amy said that's exactly where my mind went as well. Okay, I'm not the only dark one. I love it. See, we're already BFFs, Amy. Jeremy says, it's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. I feel like this does not get nearly enough attention. It's unfortunately overshadowed. Well, I have some special treats in store for you in regards to that. So yes, happy Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And I will be using my platform to spread awareness, raise awareness for that. Amy says, I've been on a horror movie kick lately. Laugh out loud. Lately, girl? I ended up, Aaron, my boyfriend, and I ended up watching all of the Saw movies last year because things just got dark, and that's one of my big coping mechanisms, and I've kind of sucked him into it as well. He did not like horror movies until he met me, and then it's kind of one of those, well, I'll give it a shot, and then 9 movies later, because we skipped Spiral, because ew. But yeah, I'm right there with you. I love Dead Meat over, I love the kill counts over on Dead Meat. And yeah, I think I need a horror movie tonight, to be honest with you. So yes, thank you. Any suggestions? What do you guys think I should watch? I don't want anything supernatural. I don't like the supernatural like horror movies, like Paranormal Activity, that kind of stuff. Not my jive. And I don't want anything, let's put it this way, I don't want anything that is like Saw or beyond level gore. I like slasher gore. The only reason I actually like Saw a lot is because it's a really good story. So the gore is justified. So I can get into that. As a matter of fact, found out that Tobin Bell is going to be in Florida in October. So the new Saw comes out either end of September or early October, and he's going to be in Florida at a con. So I am hoping and praying that I can make it, that I can save up enough to be able to make it to that. So I would love to meet him. Love, love, love him. Girly Influencer says, watch Come Play. It's about a demon and a little kid's tablet. What? Absolutely not. David says, I already know I'll be in trouble once NSYNC goes on tour and front row tickets go on sale. Guys, if you don't want David's kidneys to be in jeopardy, I'm going to do a special stream when NSYNC tickets go on sale, and we're just going to pledge to save David's kidneys because those tickets are going to be so wildly outrageous. But if I'm not front row, I'm just, life's over, and I can't go on. I just can't go on like this without my NSYNC tickets. Seriously though, that's me being soap opera dramatic, crying in dramatic Spanish. But in all seriousness, when I was a teenager, I was supposed to go to NSYNC. I was absolutely obsessed, and my parents scrimped and saved, got me tickets backstage passes, and my dad ended up going to the hospital that day. And of course, I chose to be with my dad instead of going to the concert, and I don't regret it, not even a little bit, but it was always just that I didn't get my dream. And my dad, before he passed away, made me promise that I would never give up on that dream, that I would see them perform, that I'd get to meet all 5 of them. And I did get to meet each of them. I've stopped. I found them all individually at different events, and I got to meet them. And I did get to go to the VMAs back when they performed with Justin, when they all performed as a group. I don't like the way I said that. I don't like the way that I said when they all performed with Justin. When all of NSYNC performed as a group, I did get to see that, but I was like very last row, and it just wasn't a fun experience, to be honest. But so I'm really, really, really determined that no matter what I have to do, even if it involves selling David's organs, I am going to be front row at an NSYNC concert when they announce their tour. So what other movies do we have here? Nightmare on Elm Street, classic. Friday the 13th, also classic. Salem's Lot. The Vile Eye. His channel does that, analyzing evil from different characters in shows and movies. Interesting. I'll have to check that out. That sounds really interesting. Vile Eye. I'm actually going to write that down. I'm going to just write that down here on the bottom of this. Okay, 70, 80. So we're at 85, right? 50, 60. Yeah, we're at 85 of our 250 goal. I'm going to stay a little bit longer, see if we can get to our goal until I hear Le Dîner est prêt from adorable Erin. Oh, got another reaction request for Citizen Soldier. A lot of Citizen Soldier songs on my main list. Sam says, I saw The Exorcist last year for the first time, and I think it is a well-written story about faith from both religious and non-religious perspectives. Fun fact, I've never seen The Exorcist, but I did watch the kill count for it, and they do the breakdown analysis, so it's not just the kills. They do a breakdown analysis of the whole movie, and it did really seem to have that vibe. So I agree with you, based on what I've seen, that was what I got to, that it was just a very interesting take on it. It looked really scary, though. Winter Sun Alex says, Amanda, you like the Backstreet Boys too? I do, but I'll always be an NSYNC girl at heart, as you can tell by my NSYNC dolls down there. I do have all 5. Pet Cemetery. Oh my gosh. This is how you know that you guys are getting to me. Even though I really loved the band before I got on the channel, I have not listened to all of their music. So John Moliere says Children of the Corn. And when I read that, I said, that's not spelled correctly because he spelled corn, C-O-R-N. And I thought, that's not spelled, oh, wait. So that's how you have my head, guys, in that place. Edward says the original Amityville Horror. I love how you specify the original because remakes were almost always just garbage. Nathan says Last House on the Left is made by the same guy who made Nightmare on Elm Street. Felony comes in with it. I did get a Taylor Swift suck shirt. So random. David says we need Amanda to do a Rob Zombie reaction. Well, who's going to pledge for that one? Because I would not be opposed. I'm trying to think if I've ever heard. I know who Rob Zombie is. I'm trying to think if I've ever actually heard a Rob Zombie song. I don't think so. I know vaguely who he is and kind of the genre that he falls into. but I don't think I've ever heard a Rob Zombie song ever in my life. Somebody wants to pledge for that. I can't do it live because I know I'm not cool like a lot of the reactors and a lot of creators. I have absolutely no idea how to do the whole StreamYard thing. And every time I try, because I tried with my Just Gen reaction and it ended up distorting the audio. So I am just not in a place yet where I can do that and do live stream stuff. Oh, Tram51 donated 20. Thank you. Is that what I gotta do? Is that what I gotta do to get pledges? We just gotta talk about doing certain reactions. Maybe that's what we should do. We should take a vote for a song and then do pledges for it. Curly Influencer says, I wish I could donate. It's okay. I understand. You're here and that matters. Yes, I did know that Rob Zombie makes movies because I know... I did not see any of them either. I know it's like House of a Thousand Corpses of Rob Zombie. Yeah, I never saw it, but I do know that he made some. His stage show is amazing, Amy says. Jamie says, Blue October's coming to my area in July. I have VIP sound check, so I'm going to meet Justin for the 5th time. I'm so very much looking forward to July now. I'm going to be looking forward to whenever I get to meet Justin as well, because I did meet Justin Timberlake at a golf tournament back in Missouri, but it was so disheartening because it was a celebrity golf tournament. He was the only celebrity that would not do photo ops or autographs or anything. He would not stop and talk to his fans. And it was very sad. But eventually he was walking literally right in front of me. And I said, can I please just get a handshake? Because my thing was I have to touch him and there has to be a picture. Those are the two things. And I didn't want the picture to be Amanda tackling Justin and then Amanda getting cuffed and taken off. So I just said, can I please get a handshake? And he just looked at me like I was absolute just toxic human sludge and just gives me this really dirty look and kind of shakes my hand very unenthusiastically and says, thanks for coming. And I just, thank you very much. I hope you win. Good luck. But yeah, that was my experience with my Justin. I hope you have a better experience with your Justin. I hope I get a better experience with Justin in the future. Chris says, this is for the Rob Zombie reaction, either Dragula or Demon Speeding. 20. Let's see if we hit our goal, guys. I will add Rob Zombie to the next at least couple months in lineup because I do have a lot of my stuff filmed and scheduled out. But I will get Rob Zombie in within the next 2 months if we hit our goal. How's that? Yes, Amy, Missouri is my home state. I went to Kansas City for modeling when I was younger. Winter's Son Alex says, no Britney Spears, Amanda, remember she had that mental meltdown. She did, and I believe it was completely justified. She had some generational trauma going on with her grandmother. Her grandmother lost her life to suicide after losing a child. I know that she obviously had the situation with K-Fed. She had an abortion with Justin. She had the conservatorship situation. There was just a lot going on for Britney. I think definitely she had some disorders fueling that as well. So yeah, I definitely think that there was a lot going on for Britney, and I felt so bad for her when she snapped, and the paparazzi kind of took advantage of it just to make some money, and that was heartbreaking. Master Ganja says, a win for me. I am heading to Florida to become a certified Bob Ross painting instructor. Yes, I paint like Bob did. First and foremost, is that a thing that you can become a certified Bob Ross painting instructor? Because that's awesome. Secondly, kudos to you for continuing his legacy. Third, that man could just talk about anything at all, and I would listen to him for hours. I don't even know how to paint. I don't care. I'd listen to Bob Ross for hours because his voice is just so very soothing. And I just think when I have an ongoing joke I often say with Aaron where I'll make a mistake and I'll go, well, it's just a bird now, because Bob Ross would be, oh, I made a mistake. I smudged. Well, we're just going to make that a bird now. It's going to make this happy little tree. So I think of Bob Ross a lot in my day-to-day life. And I think that's amazing. And to paint, but I don't want to learn through videos. I want to actually get out and somehow learn, because I don't want just another excuse to be in front of a screen. David says, now I'm picturing Amanda with Bob Ross hair. Do I need to go get a Bob Ross wig? Oh, Aaron says, oh my gosh. Aaron just tried to in French write, le dîner est prêt, dinner is ready, and it's adorable. Okay, so I guess I have to go. If you want to pledge for the Rob Zombie reaction, if you want to pledge for the Rob Zombie reaction after this stream, why can I not word right now? I guess I'm hungry, and now that I know food's ready, I'm just thinking about food. I will keep that offer open for the next couple of days, so you can use the Venmo or PayPal to pledge for that. I love you guys so much. I'm so happy that we shared so much positive energy. I know some of you came in here and were really struggling. I hope that we were able to lift your energy, or at least hold space for you. I will see you soon. Let's see, how close to our goal did we get? So we got 50, 60, 90, 110, 20. So we got 125. So we got halfway. So we got halfway to our goal. That's not bad. I think we can still do some good with that. I know we can still do some good with that. Thank you guys very much. I will see you soon. I did just drop a new reaction right before this stream. So if you just need more Amanda, make sure to go watch that. Get some Chessons, because it's a Linkin Park reaction that you guys didn't tell me about. Nobody told me about this song. I don't know how I didn't hear about it, but I did not hear about this song. When I did, I was okay. We're immediately just moving that to the top of the list. I will just fit it in. It doesn't matter. So I love you guys. I will forgive you this time. I'll forgive you this time. Just kidding. I love you guys so much. Congratulations on all of your wins. And I will see you soon.